wrong. Then we looked a little deeper and we're like, okay, maybe we found the thing.
It's because they're rushing. They're going way faster, which is why I don't grade with PSA anymore, guys. I currently have not graded a new submission in like 5 or 6 months with PSA because they're rushing.
Well, you kind of were saying though, so to take it back to the partnerships and relationships with all these companies, it's like I have also gotten a lot of comments on my videos where it's like, well, like Robo, why don't you use Tag, or why don't you use Beckett? I do use Beckett. Why don't you stop using PSA?
Tag, you can't even submit with Tag anymore. They shut down.
They've shut down because so many people have converted.
Yeah.
This is
right. Wednesdays, when it comes to the Pokemon content sphere, is one of my favorite days because I do get to watch the card lounge whenever I'm doing my route. I wish I could talk about it with my friends, but honestly, we're kind of busy, so I get to talk about it with you, my other friends. But yeah, so the card lounge by RoboSkills and Twice Baked Jake. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and start by saying it seems like Twice Baked Jake is always waiting to bash on Tag. Like, hey, he sees an opportunity. He's like, no, those. He's more, I guess, against Tag, and RoboSkills is a little bit more pro Tag. But I kind of want to go back to one of the first things that I said during this channel whenever I was like kind of taking YouTube a little bit more serious. I made a video saying Pokemon content creators will influence grading, right? And this was mostly like a hit piece against PSA fanboys, because if I wanted to get some views, kind of get some traction, I have to take a stance, lean very hard on it, and target a group. The biggest group that you could target right now, and it will be right now, is going to be PSA fanboys, PSA in general. And I talked about, look, PSA is eventually going to start losing some foothold in this whole entire thing, and other companies are going to go ahead and take a bigger share of the market. And that's where I was like, Tag is probably one of the best candidates to do so, just because they offer something completely different. And by completely different, they put our cardboard cards in a different piece of plastic. But they also use tools like AI to go ahead and grade those cards, right? But that's what they bring, right? And they bring the allegations that not allegations, but they bring the gimmick, they bring the niche of transparency, which we kind of lean on here too. Like, if I want to talk to you guys and I want to give you guys my thoughts, I'm going to give you guys my unfiltered, elevated, I'm no longer here, I'm in the higher stratosphere of thoughts. Yeah, you can make assumptions however you want. There's a reason why there's lights in front of my eyes. If you know, you know, right? But look, I'm gonna have to cut that out. But yeah, I said Tag will probably start taking bigger sharehold. And here you have a clip from these two prominent content creators, people they are like a lot of content, a lot of collectors watch them, and they admit that Tag has grown, right? And I've shown you that Tag has grown whenever I do like those monthly reports. I didn't do it for the month of May just because issues, things, right? But month of April, right? Or did I don't remember. I don't remember anymore, man. I think I need to cut back into like maybe 2 videos a week, right? I think so too. One where I talk to you guys about the overall recap of the week, and one where I talk to you guys about a fantasy football / a fantasy TCG game that I'm trying to build with my friends, where I think it could be a lot of fun. But look, they acknowledge that Tag has grown. And then Tag, we talked about it, but Tag was transparent to let us know that, hey, we are getting too much. They're bragging, right? But we're getting too many submissions that we can't keep up. So we need to go ahead and increase the size of our facility, hire more workers, I'm assuming maybe build out more of their machinery or their systems so they can continue grading using whatever they use, right? I think they have to do that so they can go ahead and meet demands. They went ahead and they went ahead and did a couple price changes. One of the biggest price changes they did in the very beginning was eliminating their bulk. right? Their bulk grading, which I think at the time it might have been $19 for $19, and you have to get a 20 card submission at $19. A little, I'm not gonna say pricey. That's, I guess now with inflation, it's affordable, or was affordable. They went ahead and got rid of their bulk services and reworded it to standard, because for a while their bulk services, it was, you had to submit 10 cards at $20. I did that for a couple cards, right? I did a couple of those submissions. That was their bulk submission. Then of course it went from 10 to 20, and now they got rid of that bulk, but now you have that standard grading and the regular grading. The standard grading and the regular grading, biggest difference is one of them you have to send 10 cards at a bare minimum to get the lowest price, which technically that would be your bulk, right? But you would get no score, no degree, like no 1,000 point score, like the score system. You wouldn't get that. You could pay extra to get it, right? And then you had the other grading services where you don't have to meet a certain limit. You can just pay like a flat rate for a card and you would get the score. And then they got rid of those two, and now we're stuck with the $60 submission, right? And $60 is pricey. Not a lot of people can do that. The only people that are really going to be able to do that is the ones who are okay doing $60 for a card. But whenever we're talking about that, is we're talking about people who have the finances to be sourcing high-end cards. And look, it's getting harder to grade. This is one thing that we have to talk about, and we have to admit that it's getting harder to grade. PSA, CGC, Beckett, SGC, Tag, you name it, all their numbers have increased. How is that possible? Well, more people are into the hobby, more people are grading, so there's a good chance that more people are going to conventions, shops, eBay, all the places that Tag Chill and I talked about sourcing cards to source cards to go out for grade, right? So now whenever you go to those places, you're probably not going to be finding a lot of gradable cards. I think that you can still find gradable cards, but you're not looking for 10s anymore. I think you should be looking for low pop, high grade vintage, right? Look for those. This is where I was telling you guys. Also, in one of the previous videos, we met the guy named Zach in one of the trade nights here, one of the local trade nights, where he had vintage cards in card savers. And honestly, if he has his cards in card savers, then you probably know he takes really good care of his cards. He might have good gradable copies, but whenever you see him, like, he was decked out in Pokemon gear, he knew what he was talking about in that era. Yo, he's old, but he ain't dumb. Old people have probably been old collectors. Hey, Zach, I'm so sorry for calling you old, but you are bald and you have a beard, so, you know, if the shoe fits, Zach probably knows exactly what he has. I mean, Scalper Chris was trying to get the best out of him, even with his sealed product. No, Zach didn't take the bait, you know? Zach didn't take the bait at all, whatsoever. But there's still situations where you can go ahead and source cards like that. So maybe if you're going to be grading, if you're going to be sourcing cards, because I don't think right now is an ideal time to source cards. I don't think it's an ideal time to grade. I think right now is a very good time to source cards and kind of see what's going on with the market, right? Because there's absolutely no way people can maintain this. There's going to be some certain people that are going to be winning, but not everyone can be winning in this hobby. I feel like we did experience a big boom, not only in the markets, like the grading, but in the market and the whole entire scene earlier this year. But it's because it was income tax season, and I bet you a lot of people were using their income tax money to go ahead and buy Pokemon cards and jump into this and then try to, make some money out of it. I think for the most part, a lot of the new people entering this hobby is trying to make some money, trying to gain some money. And why wouldn't you? I think it's a perfect time. This is the best time to try to make money, because whenever the hobby implodes or people exit out, It's gonna really slow down, and this is the time that you probably want to be sourcing some of the new modern stuff that maybe is being completely overlooked at. But Tag went ahead and we're transparent about it and say like, hey, we're not going to be taking any more submissions. We're going to focus on building our infrastructure, getting our machines ready so we can have more submissions. Now, 2 weeks later or a week later, PSA released basically the same message. However, PSA didn't say we're stopping this. PSA was transparent and told you, hey, we're increasing the prices too, and we're increasing the turnaround times. And that is insane. Look, if you're barely hearing about this, I apologize. You should not be getting your news from me. There's other content creators that you should be getting your news. Like, I should be at the bottom of the barrel. But if you're watching and getting your news from me, it's like, I appreciate it. I really do. But yeah, they went ahead and increased the turnaround times. They went ahead and did another price hike. And look, if you're going to be grading with if you're going to be grading with PSA or Tag or any grading company at this point, you have to pay the premium for express grading so you can turn around these cards and flip and make some money if that's the thing that you want to do. If you're going to grade cards for your personal collection, you can't grade. You are priced out. Because if you're grading cards for your personal collection, I feel like you're going to be a little bit less picky with the things that you're going to be sending. And some of the cards that you're going to be sending, they probably have significant value or a significant meaning. There's a couple cards in my collection right now that I want to send with, I want to go ahead and send with Tag, but I cannot justify paying $60 for something that I know it's going to be a 7. It's going to be an 8, right? I'd rather be patient. When everything's settled down, when the dust settled down, that's when I'm going to go ahead and jump in and start grading cards again for my PC. Like, that's what I have in the background. Cards from my PC. Yes, I sell some of them, but they're PC cards, and it's not a marathon. I mean, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And I hope you're attacking it the same way. But look, even though I'm saying like this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. You're looking for value bulk, for PSA's value bulk. You're not going to be getting your cards back to next year because they extended their days for value bulk, which is going to be the cheapest option that you might be able to get. And that's if you have the subscription with them, right? Because value bulk is it's locked behind a yearly subscription. But if you send cards right now, it doesn't make sense. So look, let me break it down. You have to pay a subscription price, a membership price, so you can have access to the value bulk. If you send cards right now, you're looking at 7 to 8 months for you guys to get your cards back. Meaning that it's not going to be a quick turnaround. Like, if you're waiting to send these cards, come back and sell them so you can do another submission, you're paying your subscription fee for one grading a year, basically. And you might be saying, it's not true. I can send a submission every single month. Yes. And if you can, then you must have some deep pockets because they locked the value bulk behind a 50 card requirement. So you have to send 50 cards. Now you have to send 50 cards so you can access the lowest price, which I think was $21. So with 50 cards at $21 or $24, I apologize. Like, I am not a PSA fanboy, so I do not care about these freaking prices. $50, that's gonna be $1,300 bare minimum, not including with tax. Look, I love the hobby, but I can promise you right now, maybe you can call me cheap, un codo, right? Like I've been teaching guys Spanish, codo, right? Codo, cheap, right? But I'm not gonna be spending $1,300 for 50 cards. Now I can go ahead and try to convince my friends hey, like I'll do 10, you do 10, you do 10, create a pot like that. But then again, we're not going to be getting the cards till next year. Why? Well, shit, baby. We got so many holidays coming up. We got the 4th of July, we got Juneteenth, we got Thanksgiving, we got New Year's, we got holidays. You bet your ass those people are going to be resting. Halloween, not so much. But you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of holidays between now till the end of the year that is going to push those business days further back, because those employees are not going to be working. If you are, man, I hope that PSA is paying you right. But at least PSA was transparent and they told us, hey, yeah, if you want to grade cards with us, oh boy, I hope you like waiting, because that's the only thing you're going to be freaking doing, right? You're just going to be missing out. This is going to be you're going to be getting your cards well past the 30th anniversary. I'm thinking maybe the Pokemon hype lasts a little bit more than the 30th anniversary, because I do feel like it's gonna crash. It's not sustainable. The things don't make sense. Some things don't make sense in the hobby right now. And look, let me explain. Like I told you guys before, some of my favorite cards are gonna be Cosmo Holo cards. And if they have a swirl, even better. Earlier this year, Ripping Robert went ahead and gave me 8 Cosmo cards. They were from the Costco Eevee Prismatic Evolution box, right? So there's 8 different Eevees, and there was a Cosmo Holo, and some of them had swirls. Now, whenever I talked to John, one of the local guys here, he's like, "Oh, you graded this?" Like, yeah, but that tells me maybe he didn't know what it was, right? Because here's the thing: they've been taking some shortcuts where if it's a promo card, you would get like a little promo star on the bottom. The Prismatic 810 Evolution cards don't have a promo star. They don't. So a lot of people think they're common bulk cards. Now, he gave them to me. I submitted them. Only 2 of them came back as 10s. A Flareon and a Leafeon. What you're seeing here is the last one of the last ones that I have. I got a Leafeon with a beautiful swirl right here. I love it, right? The Leafeon, it's a very busy card. It did have a swirl. It did come back as a 10. And I sold it. I went to one of my local card shops and I can buy that card from the bulk pile for 80 cents. 80 cents all day long. I sold a Tag 10 Flareon from the Cosmo Holofoil, or from the Costco 810, for $150. Those margins are insane. And look, I'm telling you, I like those cards, but it just doesn't make sense for me to keep it, sell it, buy raw copies, because I'm okay with having 9s. I'm okay as long as they have a swirl. I'm okay with them having 8 or 9s, because I just want to have swirl cards in my collection. That's all I want. That's all I care about, right? But stuff like that in the hobby doesn't make sense. If you go right now on eBay, whether if it's a PSA vault or whether if it's like GameStop, you go to GameStop online and you look at their slabs, you type $25 and less, and there's going to be over 1,000 cards there. Different slabs, 1,000 slabs there for less than $25. That is less than your grading fee. It doesn't matter if it's CGC, PSA, Beckett, Tag. You get what I'm saying? There's slabs out there cheaper than the grading fee out there, and the grading fees are getting absurd. So I do feel like PSA and Tag right now are kind of pricing out some of the ordinary collectors. But whenever you start looking at the bigger problem, I'm starting to feel that maybe the hobby is kind of entering like junk slabs, the junk slab era. And you don't think, maybe you might like, no, they're impossible. Slabs are the best. That's going to be some of you, some Timmies, some of you guys. Slabs are the best. But then I'm going to have some of the other collectors. That's why I'm a binder collector. That's okay. I just can't enjoy binder. I can't enjoy my collection being in a binder because I can't see it. Because whenever I'm done doing videos like this, sometimes I play some games. Sometimes, if my son's awake, I'm in this room and we're just looking at the lights. Those babosos were over here looking at the freaking slabs like, duh. But that's how I appreciate the cards. I love looking at these cards here, like in hand, seeing them, like not being inside a binder, because in a binder I forget about them, but whenever I'm seeing them every single day, I appreciate the art. I appreciate the artist a lot more, way more than having them in a binder. But a lot of people right now are starting to see some of these. A lot of new collectors are jumping into the hobby and seeing that a lot of the money is not behind the raw cards. Yes, it is, right? But it's behind slabs. On slabs for the most part. 10s kind of go for $80 and above. Now that we're kind of getting a delay from what I would consider two of the these are two of my top dogs when it comes to grading, right? We're seeing tags saying nope, can't do any more grading unless it's express. PSA is over here. Yeah, no, we'll go ahead and do grading. We'll charge you more. We'll make you wait longer, but we'll grade your cards and you'll get it back sometime next year. Your guys probably get them back for February, right before Valentine's Day. They're going to be 9s too. So it's going to be a fantastic Valentine's Day for you guys. You guys will love that shit, right? But that's kind of like the bigger issue. So many slabs are kind of flooding the market. And then one of the most bigger things that we kind of talked about earlier in this year was the power packs. All these companies, from GameStop to other independent third-party companies, are doing digital power packs or power packs like GameStop. So whenever you're ripping, you have a set value. You're gonna get a so-called hit. But look, I'm telling you, that's kind of a bad idea. I told you guys, I made a video talking about GameStop's power packs and how predatory it is for gambling. But look, if we're being honest, so is regular Pokemon packs. That's super predatory and super gamblish, right? But GameStop, they're selling their power packs for $150, and a lot of people are pulling $15 to $20 slabs. Of course, they have their own policy where like, oh, if you pull something that's less than $60, we'll go ahead and take it back 100% and give you $60. So you're like, at the end of the day, you might only end up losing really $70 if you don't pull a hit from the 2 English packs and the 1 Japanese pack that they threw in there. So they even get me started there. A lot of people were saying that, oh, there's not a Japanese market out there. Yet GameStop is giving you English and Japanese product, for you to open, and then your big reward, it's either going to be English or Japanese slab. Luckily, I haven't seen any power packs containing a CGC slab. They have all been PSA, but some of them have been like, I can already tell you right now, sometimes whenever people open up their slabs, you're going to see the back and you already know, oh, that's an English card and that's going to be a Japanese card. Whenever I see those videos, if I see a Japanese back and I'm like, okay, it has to be a 10 and it has to be a good hit in order to make any good money over $150. If it's a regular Japanese 10 for a regular artware, you're kind of looking somewhere around $35 to $40. That's kind of like the bottom baseline price for these Japanese artware 10s. And then English, if I see like the regular border in the back, then I already know it's going to be a 9 or a 10 at bare minimum. That is going to fluctuate. People are turning them around and it's regular EX cards, $20 cards. Like, that's huge. Like, that's bullshit, right? But we're in a junk. That's kind of what I was trying to say. We're in a junk graded in a junk slab era where people are just grading everything and anything. There's an oversaturated about graded cards. Like, I'm not trying to advocate don't grade cards. I'm just saying right now, if you're a collector, I don't think there's any point for you to grade any cards at all whatsoever. Any cards whatsoever. If you have a business, or if your main way to make money is like this, leaves you less room for error. It really does. But things are kind of going to go up in price just because two of the bigger players in the grading sphere are they're in a way they're slowing down some of these cards, kind of coming back in circulation, because a lot of people grade through bulk. And I know this because one of the things that I do every single day is I go to eBay's PSA Vault. This is one of the areas where I can go ahead and source some cards for the cheap price that people are slipping on, because everyone's after a 10. But you can find some cards that maybe are going to be very hard located in your geographical area. We're talking about other foreign language promos. This is going to be one of the ways that you can do it. I've sourced plenty of cards like that where I crack them and I regrade them. And look, here's the thing. I already knew that was a thing. I was buying CGC 8.5s, CGC 8s, PSA 9s, cracking them and regrading them, and they were coming back as tag 10s. Why? Because subjective grading is a gamble. It's not a guaranteed thing. You're putting all your trust in a human. And bro, how many of your family members have let you down? Those are human. They're supposed to be looking out after you, and they will let you down. So it's insane. But moving on, here's the next topic that we're going to be talking about.
I think it should be valued higher, and it was.
Dude, Christy Snorlax Tax just had a video where she got back a 6 and a 7, I think. I don't know why that's always the number. Dude, sure. Can we do an episode where we don't? Or maybe it was 2 7s. I don't know. But bad grades on 2, what I would obviously, like, knowing her skill set, she would determine as something worth grading. And she was like, these were 10s. And she does this whole video where she does it all in one video. She sent the cards back, then they return back. She's like, all right, I got these back 6 months later. She shows the 2 cards. They're both 10s. So she's like, I knew it. And it's just...
It's funny, like the way that he talks about this person, like, I knew it, there were 10s. And sometimes when I really get into my videos and I'm like talking about you guys asking me questions, I give you some dumbass voices too, I think that's fun. But kind of going to what I was talking about, like card arbitrage or grading arbitrage, that shit is a real thing. People can go ahead and crack certain slabs, grade them, and they're going to come back in a different grade with tag. And look, I'm going to say this, I'm going to stand by this. Tag will give you an accurate grade. I will consider their grade more accurate because, yes, there is some human interaction, but you're letting a machine, a computer, a system do all the parameters, and then a human interacts with it at the last minute. So to me, I feel like that is the most purest sources of grading, because we're taking away some things out, right? We're taking out the human factor, because I can guarantee you PSA is gonna hire more people. They're increasing the location for storage. They're making a $200 million investment for their base of operations. Whenever I hear a company making such an aggressive investment into that, this is where I guess I get my tinfoil hat, right? But I'm not gonna do that, because last time I did that, most of you guys got your fucking feelings hurt. You guys are fucking soft, I swear. But they're making a huge investment. Not only PSA, but GameStop. Okay, but let's go with PSA. PSA is doing a $200 investment. That is kind of telling me that they really strongly believe that TCG is here to stay. It's experiencing a renaissance. We're not talking about Pokemon only. We're not talking about One Piece. We're not talking about Dragon Ball. All solid animes with great collectibles, but the sports market as well. Sport market right now is going crazy with some of the new cards, with the kaijus, with the prisms, with everything. Look, I don't collect that, but my friend talks to me about it, so I pay attention because it's all intermingled. There's so much money going into collectibles. So if you're going, this is kind of like what I was getting at. If you're going to be grading, you want to go with the most accurate grader or system, which I strongly believe is still tag. And you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't grade like regular raw cards or modern cards. You should definitely be trying to focus on some of the vintage stuff that Tag Show has shown us, stuff that Zach has in his collection, stuff that Thomas, was collecting, like the Rocket Moltres. Maybe focus on that. And same thing with maybe some of the sports cards. But yeah, so this second rant, that was my intro. That was my season 1. We're entering season 2 of this effing video, right? So PSA is making a $200 million investment into its company. Tag is making an investment to its company. They're not transparent enough to tell us how much is the value, how hypocritical of them, right? But Tag is making an investment in their company. PSA is doing it too. GameStop just try to buy eBay because they understand what's happening. Collectibles, in a way, it's insane to say this, but a lot of people are putting their money in collectibles. A lot of people are putting their money into collectibles, and it's just not the regular common folk too either. It's not them. It's people with FU money. Look, one of the other persons that I like to watch is gonna be Rudy from Alpha Investments. If you're want to be in here for the long time, you have to be listening to people who have been here for a long, long time. But look, watch this.
Sure. Yeah, I don't really care. I just want to buy a bunch. Hey, Rudy, were you part of that Crown Zenith? Yeah. I got a whole wall of Crown Zenith cases. Cases of ETBs. Oh, okay. Is that... what do you think Crown Zenith... well, I think Crown Zenith is going to the moon. I've told people that for years, but Sword and Shield is, dog shit. Nobody wants it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to send you Bitcoin for that here. You know what? I'm going to send you 2 Bitcoins and just send me some sealed Pokemon. What? Folks, that's the kind of behavior of someone who has so much FU money, they just don't care. You guys may have seen a video about a month ago of this really wealthy woman with this Pokemon collection. It was in like this mansion, this fancy thing. So the guy who did that video and everything is actually a long-term patron. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, like this wealthy, crazy billionaire, it's like this crazy room with display cases and drawers. And I see this stuff going on. And, it goes back to the things of just, when some of this big, heavy-duty billionaire money touches some of this stuff, like, even if the market weakens, these people don't care. Bear markets and crash.
I showed you a video. My video got a copyright thing because of it. Because I showed you the guys that clip. But I talked to you about, oh man, I get all worked up about this shit. I swear, man. This shit fucks with me way too much. I'm keeping it uncut. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care if I say right, so too many times. This is uncut, on raw. You take it. You'll like it. But a lot of big money has jumped into the hobby. A lot of big money has been going into the hobby, right? From the $16 million fake ass Pikachu Illustrator card to all these modern cards selling for over thousands of dollars, which makes no effing sense, right? But shit like that happens, to how expensive sealed product has gotten, that the standard price for even a bad set like Perfect Order, a pack will still run you around $5 to $7 in between, depending on where you find it. A bad pack is $5 to $7. A bad pack used to be $2.50. You could source a lot of packs from Costco, from Sam's, from all these deals. Whenever you were doing the average, it was like $3 a pack. Baby, I opened so much Crown Zenith because I could get it at Sam's. And the CN Skybox, I opened so much about it, so much of it, because it was so cheap. It just made sense to open it. But a bad set now goes for around $7. There's so much money behind sealed investment because people with FU money are just trying to make this into like a private entity. Like they're taking the fun out of it for collectors. Every other day, me and Scalper Chris, we send each other a message, right? And it's starting to become a saying. Like, it started to become a saying. He shows me how much the prices of the Magikarps, the Korean Magikarp promo cards, that they got flooded with so many people that went ahead and shut down the park. Those cards are going for around $470 to $520 as of right now. And he's like, I should have bought them earlier when I showed them to you. I'm talking to a lot of people half the time when I shouldn't, and due to my TBI, I can't remember shit half the time, right? So I had to ask him, hey, bro, how much were they going for whenever you wanted to buy them? I'm over here thinking, fuck, if it was $20, we probably should have bought a bunch of them for $20. This is going to be the Burger Chew 2.0, simple ass card that can go ahead and be graded, and the first black label and pristine 10 card to sell. They're gonna go for a stupid amount of money because Magikarp has the same popularity as Pikachu. They are as popular. I don't care what you say. Pikachu is the mascot, but Magikarp is the people's mascot, right? There's so much content creators that have a personality based on Pikachus and Gyarados. It's stupid, honestly. But I'm over here thinking, damn, if it was $20, yeah, we kind of fucked up, right? He hits me up, no, they were going for around $145. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I didn't fuck up. That's outside my price range, papas. I can't, I ball, but I can't ball like that. I got a budget, buddy. I got a budget. I can't pass that, and it's not my family's budget. It's my budget. This is my FU money. My FU money is that I can go to freaking the convenience stores and buy an energy drink every other day and not have to worry about it looking in my account. That's my FU money. You get what I'm saying? That's my FU money. It's not a lot, but that's it, right? But that card is already crazy out of price. It makes no sense. It's a brand new promo card. It's not even hollow. It's not even hollow, but it's already priced out. Like, it's ridiculous. But that's how much money there is in this hobby, coming into this hobby, where I do feel like the hobby maybe wants to go ahead and break, but people with big money keep jumping into this hobby. Because Rudy, like how you said, someone was going to send him 2 Bitcoin for sealed product. He didn't specify how much sealed product. It's probably a smart move, right? Because he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to tell other people verbally how much money, how much sealed product he's giving away for 2 Bitcoins. Every single Bitcoin right now is going for around $80,000. So some guy just gave him $160,000 for some undisclosed Crown Zenith product. And the thing is, I don't hate the person. I think he's overpaying for it. I think Rudy got overpaid, but we don't know how much product he bought, right? But $160,000 in Crown Zenith? Look, I know their nose is so far up the Scarlet and Violet's ass that no one's paying attention to Mega Evolution. No one's really paying attention to Sword and Shield. Everyone's up in Sun and Moon and Cosmic Eclipse, right? Fantastic set. I wish I had the Pikachu. Get me started on that. Right? But Crown Zenith is a fantastic set in Sword and Shield. Oscar ripped it for fun. And the trade show, he got hit. Different kinds of hits, but he got hits. And you can't really say that about any other current product. And that shit was reprinted. That was the $2.50 set. You get what I'm saying? It was so reprinted. It was so recent. That was one of the cheapest freaking card sets you can get. It's kind of going up. That thing has a lot of potential. Why? Because 151 was kind of reprinted to the same amount of Crown Zenith. And 151 in the Scarlet and Violet, 151 is too expensive for what it is. And Crown Zenith is a fantastic goated set. Overall, as a set, I would rather rip Crown Zenith than rip into 151. The best hit is the Fat Charizard. Now, I think the best hit is the Blastoise, right, in 151. But whenever you go into Crown Zenith, it's so different. From gold cards to SARs, like, it goes hard. It goes hard. Like, even the regular art rare gallery, it goes hard. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, well, I mean, outside than tell you, like, outside than me telling you, like, yo, people with big amount of money is jumping in. So if you want to make some money, like, grade vintage stuff, get your hands on whatever vintage stuff you can. Modern, there's too much of modern. Modern's for the common folk. If you want to target someone, target the elites. Target the people with real money who understand that vintage can't get reprinted. Vintage is like 20 something years old. You know, whether if it's first edition, base, whatever, Neo Genesis, basically any WotC era, like, go there. I wouldn't be wasting my time right now with any ultra modern, unless you collect in Japanese, right? But like, investment wise, go there. Art wise, some cards, I guess. Honestly, to me, it's the holo that really stands out in the vintage era than the art. I think the art, the character, the Pokemon designs are way better in the ultra modern era. But this has been an intense episode. Like, it's been a long episode, and we're gonna go ahead and finish it with one more clip, and that'll be it. All right, one more clip.
The grading is in such a weird place right now where we all do have the right to demand basic level customer service. Like, do your job. You're a grading company, grade it. Like, why am I paying you money? If you grade it incorrectly, okay, people make mistakes just like in every other job. If I order food at any place, any restaurant, and they come to you and they bring you the wrong plate, if you're in a fast food line and you order a burger and they hand you a bunch of chicken nuggets and you drive off, when you come back, do you need to give those if you go, hey, I ordered a burger, here's my receipt, what do they immediately do? They give you a free burger because that's what you ordered. PSA is the one place where they can damage your cards, incorrectly grade your cards, and you try to talk to customer success, you don't get your money.
You don't get your money back. PSA is by far the worst. Like, this is how I'm going to end the video. So we got Tag Rating, who gave us the reasons why they stopped. They were transparent and they gave us a reason why. They're like, hey, we're growing too much. We don't want to go ahead and take any more submissions because we want to focus on this, right? We want to build our business. That's Tag's response to the crazy overall hype of the Pokemon market. Then we got PSA over here, and PSA is like, we will take your cards, but we will make you wait longer. We'll make you pay more. And with this part, if we fuck up, my bad, your fault, pay me more so I can redo my job, right? Because that's what you get with subjective grading. So, I mean, like, pick your poison. Is that who you guys want to support? You still want to give them money to that company who's going to make you wait over a year? You're not getting your shit till Valentine's Day. And if they fuck up, you're going to have to pay extra money so you can get it back in the right information. Yeah, I mean, have fun with that. I'll say from that. Peace.